Hello and welcome back to my Practice Magic software training. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to enter surgical details for a patient, how to add documents to the patient's files, how to view surgical procedure details, and how to edit procedure details. Entering surgical information is very similar to the way that we're doing it currently with our SharePoint tool. The primary difference is that the initial information, patient name, patient ID, and geographical information, will be coming directly from iNet. Very early in the morning, patient information from your clinic will be pulled into our system from iNet, and this will help to alleviate data entry errors, especially where patient ID is concerned. Alright, let's enter surgical details for a patient. To get started, you want to select the Surgical Information Tool hyperlink found in the Administration panel. And this will take you to the surgical list form. This form displays all the patient surgeries where surgical information has already been entered. This form is primarily used for adding documents and photos to a patient's file, viewing surgical information regarding the procedure, and modifying information regarding procedures if a mistake is made. We'll come back and explore the features of this form later in the video. To enter a new surgery, press the green plus button located at the bottom of the surgery list window. This takes us to the surgical information form. The majority of fields in this form are selections, and all fields here are required. Now, one of the features of this form is there are several fields that, depending on the value entered, will trigger a notification that an incident or event report needs to be filled out. And those fields are the Caprini score, lidocaine used, IM Demerol, total fat out, duration of procedure, and perioperative incidents. If a value entered into one or more of these fields exceeds established limits, a notification will appear in your task window that an incident or event report, or both, needs to be filled out. Now, while you're filling out a report, it will be an all or nothing situation. Because all the fields within this report are required, you won't be able to partially save the information. So if you need to cancel out of a report, click the green arrow button at the top to cancel and exit. Now, when you're finished entering surgical information, click the green check mark to save the data. Alright, let's get started. First thing we need to do is select our patient. We do that by clicking the magnifying glass icon next to the patient field. From there, a search window will open that contains several advanced search fields. Now, your patient list may grow large depending on your volume, so take advantage of the search functionality. When you've located your patient, simply highlight the line, and you can either single click and press OK, or you can double click to populate the surgical information form with the initial information. Now, once you have selected your patient, you will notice that the very top section is populated with the information that's brought over from iNet, as is the section to the left, which is the geographical information. There are two fields within the top section that you can edit. Those fields are the weight and the initial BMI. So if by chance a mistake was made within iNet, or if these values were not entered, you definitely want to make sure that you click the pencil icon and correct the information. I'll leave this one the same. The fields in the form are identical to the surgical information tool found in SharePoint. There are a few differences. Number one, the title that appears here is actually going to be the name of the default set of folders that are created for the patient. And it is done in this manner so that each folder name will be unique. From here, it's simply a matter of making your selections and filling out the surgical information. So you will have a list of physicians that are specific to your clinic. Select the appropriate physician for the surgery, the date of the procedure, number of areas treated, type of procedure, physician case number, and then all of the remaining fields. Now you can use the tab key to move around from field to field. I'm just using my mouse to move around. Now, we know what the drop downs are when you see a single arrow. When you see these double arrows, this type of control is called a spin control. So if I put in a value and I want to increase or decrease it, I can use the up or down arrows to increment it. And as you see, it goes up 1 point for every click. So I can use that to put in the values. Wouldn't be very smart with tumescent or aspirate. It's better to put an initial value here and go from there. And once you've entered in your initial values in this area, it automatically calculates totals at the bottom for you. I'll continue to finish up here. All right, so I'm ready to submit. However, there is one field that I left out, total fat out. Now, if I go to submit and save the information, there will be an error that comes up that tells me where I need to enter a value. So it is very helpful in that way. It'll let you know right away where you need to go ahead and take care of that. So I'll place my value in here, and then to save the record, I simply click the green check mark. A message will appear that lets me know the information was saved. I click OK to verify. And now the surgical details are available in my surgery list. To find the surgery that I entered, it will be the last surgery that was put into place. And here we have it, surgery number 22. So when I click on that particular surgery, highlight it, and I want to show the documents here. So once I do that, I can now see the folders for that particular patient. And as I had mentioned in the surgical information tool, the title actually becomes the name of the primary folder for that patient. And within that, there are several default folders that are created. We have a documents folder, and we have a photos folder where we can store pre-op, post-op, 3-month, and 6-month photos. So now that the patient's surgical information has been added, I can proceed to add documents and the photos to the folder. So to add documents, I just simply click on the documents folder and then come over here to the window to the right and then click the green plus button. And that will allow me to add files into that particular folder. So for this one, I will put in the surgery note, and I'll title it as such. And just to make it really easy, I'll copy and paste that into the subject line. And then I'll browse, get my surgery note. And then to add it in, I just need to click the Save button. And from there, the surgery note is added to that folder. And you'll get a little confirmation that it was successfully uploaded. And from there you can add additional documents. Alright, so I've finished adding the files for this patient, and once you've clicked on that folder, you'll be able to see the entire list of files that are contained within. You can preview it, you can download it, so there are plenty of options, and if you need to delete a file out of there, simply highlight it and click the red X button located at the bottom right corner of that window. Now I'm ready to upload some photos for the patient. So obviously we need some pre-op photos, so simply click on the pre-op folder, and we have a before in there. I'm going to add another before. So again, just simply give it a title, and I will copy that in my subject line and browse to that particular photo. And there we go, that looks like a good before of them. And we'll save it. And you'll get the message that it was successfully saved. So click OK. And once again, with photos, you have the same options as you do with the document files. You can preview it or download it. If you click preview, you'll have a small window appear that will give you a preview of what that picture was. And there we go. Now when the patient comes in for post-op appointments, the 3-month and 6-month, you can come back to this particular form, find your patient, and again add their photos to their 3-month and their 6-month post-ops in the same way. Alright, so that was for a patient that we just entered information on. Back here in the list, you have the ability to also view details on surgeries as well as modify those details. So if I come back over here, and if I want to see the information on this particular person, all I need to do is click on that row and click on the Show Detail button, and the surgical information will be displayed for that particular patient. So I'm able to come back and review what has been entered. To exit this form, simply click Back to List, and I'm brought back to the surgery list form. Now if I know there's been a mistake made on a particular record, again, find the record that you need to edit, highlight it, and click the pencil icon. And the surgical information form will open so that you have access to all the fields that are editable, and from here you can make your changes. And once you've made your change, you can save it simply by clicking the green check mark button. If you want to cancel the change, press the green arrow. And you get the message that the information's been saved. Click OK. And once again, you're brought back to the list window of your patients. Now, as I'd mentioned, you'll have a patient come in for a post-op visit, whether it's 1 week, 3 week, or 6 month, and you have some more pictures to upload. Well, simply find that patient, and I'll take one over here. And to view their documents and folders, you're going to click the Show Documents button at the very far corner right hand side of the list window. And that will open up the Documents pane. And from here, simply expand the folder and then expand Photos, locate the folder that you need to upload a photo to, and click on it, And as soon as you see the no data to display or a folder or file in there, simply click on the green plus button to add the photo. Give it a title. And again, I always just copy and paste the title into the subject. And if you want to add an optional comment, you may. Browse to your folder, select your photo, and then click Save. You'll get the message confirming the upload was successful. Press OK. And now, again, you've got the post-op photo in place, and folders are good to go. Alright, so to exit this window, now that we've seen everything that we can do here, simply press the main button and you're sent back to your home page. Now on the surgical information that I had entered, there were a couple things that had been entered in there, such as the surgery had a length greater than 3.5 hours, so it requires an event report, and there was a Caprini score of 7 or greater. There was an 8 value in there, so I have a notification, 2 notifications sitting in here. These are from a previous entered surgery. So at that point, now I know I'll have to enter in an incident and event report. So that does it for this video. We have seen surgical information entry from A to Z. In our next video, we'll be covering entering in incident reports.